Joining me now is LSU Ag Center climatologist and WAFB chief meteorologist Jay Grymes. And Jay, this is sort of an unprecedented event where we have two storms, Marco and Laura, bearing down on Louisiana. What do our farmers and ranchers need to keep in mind as they're coming this way and crops are being harvested as we speak?
Well, there's three things we have to watch for, Avery. First, of course, is going to be the storm surge, which could be significant for much of the South Louisiana and Southeast Louisiana coast. But as we go farther inland, then the factors break down mainly to wind and rainfall. With wind, we could see a prolonged run of tropical storm force winds with Marco, since it's going to take a track that is essentially almost east to west or southeast to northwest once it makes landfall on Monday evening. So that could be a prolonged period of tropical storm force winds that could extend even into Tuesday evening for western and northwestern Louisiana. We get a short, and I mean a very short reprieve from the winds rather, and then here comes Laura. And Laura looks like she's going to be stronger. And assuming that the current forecast is roughly correct, she's really going to lay some heavy winds into western Louisiana as she makes landfall in the southwest and then heads north, basically tracking along or near the Sabine River valley there. So we've got a prolonged stretch of two rounds of big winds across the state. Now, rainfall, especially for the harvesting and the planting efforts, is going to be a problem too. Right now, I'm thinking that the Weather Service may be underplaying the rain estimates a bit, especially in the western half of the state. I would say in South Louisiana, you need to be thinking anywhere from 5 to upwards to 10 inches of rain widespread over the 4 to 5 day spell, starting today and extending into Thursday and early Friday. And even in North Louisiana, I would say get ready for 2 to 5 or 6 inches, most of that coming from Laura. So this is going to be a prolonged double barrel whammy for almost the entire state. Very few parishes are going to get away with little impact given the two storms that are coming in here in this unprecedented back-to-back landfall.
How much do you think the two storms are going to impact one another? I know the other night when I was watching you on the newscast, you brought up that they could actually interfere with one another with the timing of them, about 48 hours difference between landfalls. Do you think that's going to come into play at all?
I don't think it's going to have any kind of significant impact. I think that Marco will be far enough inland and far enough away that there really won't be much of an impact from Marco on Laura. Laura's too far behind. The only thing that might occur is that Marco could churn up the waters a little bit up near the coast, and that might cool them somewhat, but not a significant change. And so that's why we're now looking at this Laura as a potential landfall at Category 2.
You've been doing this for a while. You were at one time the state climatologist, so you know the history of weather here. Has anything like this really happened before?
And not even close. We've had seasons where we've had multiple landfalls, and of course, everybody immediately goes back to 2005, where there was Katrina and Rita. And some people forget we had a third hurricane that year. There was actually the early Cindy. But there's never been a time where we've had two hurricanes make back to back landfall in such a small window. I think the closest time frame we've got in terms of landfalls like this is something on the order of 7 to 10 days. And that was not, I don't believe that was two hurricanes. So here we're talking about something that is certainly unprecedented. And unfortunately, we're not going to have any really significant recovery time after Marco before Laura comes in and does her dirty work.
Well, we appreciate the hard work you're doing for all of us. Jay Grymes with the LSU Ag Center and with WAFB. We appreciate you taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you, Avery, and everybody out there, stay safe over the coming days.